Imagine candid conversations about all things business as a confident Christian woman coach and CEO. Imagine a safe place to share, connect, grow, build as you unlock what's inside you. A confident Christian woman coach and CEO to clarify your specific mission, message, mandate, mantle to market. Imagine a safe place to learn how to develop a business blueprint, lay a firm foundation with business structure, policies, procedures, service, and product development that builds the business framework and construction. Welcome to Confident Woman Incubator Podcast. I am your host, Coach Doreen Lettsome Reid, certified business coach to confident Christian women coaches. Confident Woman Incubator Podcast is a platform for you, Christian women coaches that desire a safe place to unlock what's inside you, to develop a business blueprint, gain clarity of their specific mission, message, mandate, mantle to market. Lay a firm foundation with business structure, policies, procedures, service, product development that builds the business framework and construction to overcome fear, shatter misconceptions, increase confidence, and profit by faith in all things business. Welcome to Confident Woman Incubator Podcast. Join us each week for these candid conversations to unlock what's inside you in all things business. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Confident Woman Incubator Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Doreen Lettsome Reid. It is such an amazing opportunity to be right back here with you once again to unlock what's inside you and advance God's kingdom in all things business. And this is a very, very special show. We are launching businesses all throughout the week, the month of October. We are just bam, bam, bam. We're releasing all of these businesses, and it is just so phenomenal. I was just saying to all of the guests behind the scenes in the green room that these are 10 Christian coaching businesses that have literally been launched out, released in so many different platforms. And these coaches, especially Coach Tanysha Carroll, that I'm going to bring out in just a moment, are international coaches. They're already international status, which is incredible just in 90 days. And this is all due to the program, All Things Business Builder. And I am the creator, Dr. Doreen Lettsome Reid, master builder, kingdompreneur, certified business coach to confident Christian women coaches. And this has just been an honor to see these businesses that were once inside someone be unlocked. So when we say unlock what's inside you, we actually mean unlock what's inside you and advance God's kingdom in all things business. And so I'm going to bring out Coach Tanysha Carroll. Coach Tanysha, how do you feel just me saying that you have actually reached international status as a Christian woman coach, and then you did this building of your really dream business, taking something that you have done for a very long time as a music expert, taking your own journey as a mother of a tween daughter and just amplifying it to help mothers of tween daughters get on assignment. And you've been studying assignment for over 4 years. So having this conglomerate of things finally come together for you, what is that like? And welcome to Confident Woman Incubator Podcast.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Coach Doreen, for having me and for creating this place, this opportunity to build such a business, to build a Christian coaching business. And I feel a great deal of gratitude to God for creating, a person who is able to help you walk in that space that you've always, as you said, wanted to walk in, but did not have the steps, didn't have what it took to bring it all together. It's all there, but how do you bring it together? And so being able to connect with this business builder has been a tremendous blessing. And, the international, hello.
Woo!
It's mind blowing, and again, I'm just grateful. I really am grateful. And it's another opportunity to rethink madness. Okay.
Yes, you would really think so that, a lot of mothers, uh, we think that it's over because we have children, because we're going through the tween years, the teen years. And, being a mother, that's a lifetime commitment. I don't think women really understand that it's never over. My children are grown, they're in their 30s. And I'm sorry to bust your bubble. It's never over. And guess what? It never even gets easier. So I tell Coach Tanysha this all the time. I was brought to the cross by one of my children. I was wrapped around the cross by one of my other children. I am still kneeling at the cross because of my grandchildren. If you want to find me, Dr. Doreen Reid is definitely at the cross. And
No
so
doubt.
this has just been a phenomenal platform. And so many women think that because I'm a mother, because I'm working, I don't have time to start a business. And then yours is so unique. It's a Christian coaching business because you have unlocked what's inside you as a confident Christian woman coach. That's 4 different categories that through All Things Business Builder, we have literally just pulled together to just sum it up to say you have made a decision to be a kingdompreneur. And guess what else, ladies and gentlemen? She has brought her amazing guests with us right now here on Confident Woman Incubator podcast. I'm telling you what, Coach Tanysha Carroll is not playing. She already got guests coming on. They already are interacting about this amazing business, which is ReThink M.A.D.N.E.S.S. And I'm going to let Coach Tanysha Carroll just tell us a really bit more about herself, about this amazing business. And I'm going to let her introduce her guest. And I have one guest here. She's not on camera yet, but as soon as she gets on camera, I think her name is Jennifer Gray, we will bring her up as well. So Coach Tanysha Carroll, I'm going to turn the mic over to you.
Well, again, thank you. Thank you so much, Coach Doreen. And thank you, ladies, for being here with me to join in this celebration and walk on this road with me. I am assignment coach Tanysha Carroll, music therapy expert. I coach moms of tween daughters ages 8 to 12 how to navigate their relationship with humility and grace, to resolve conflict caused by communication disparity, lack of understanding of their individual collective assignment, to rethink madness, using music therapy, biblical principles, and clarity to get you on assignment. And what we have done is when we say rethink madness, we truly have changed the definition of madness. Previously has been about chaos and uncontrolled behavior, but now we are saying it is motivating accountability with determination while avoiding distractions with necessity to achieve eternal success and satisfaction. And so we do not take it lightly. We are very serious about what we're doing here. And so I want to welcome Miss Sherice Thomas, Miss Tiffany Williams, and Miss Jennifer Gray, who all have tweens. Miss Jennifer, hers recently crossed over into the teen world. But thank you, ladies, for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I want to give you guys an opportunity when you look at your daughters, your tween daughters, and you consider madness and you consider rethinking madness. What comes to your mind first?
Well, I'll start. For me, was I like this? that's the first thing. I'm like, is this me all over again? And my mom is like, yes, that's you. And it's hilarious to her, but to me, I'm like the young lady at the beginning was saying, I'm at the cross daily
Mhm.
Sure.
Mhm.
because of me, and now because of my daughter.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. For sure, for sure. I agree with you. One of the things that we say here with Rethink Madness is the fact that we have to address the mom
Mhm.
first
Mhm.
because we are the example. When I say motivating accountability, that's who we are. We are the motivating accountability. And so we go to the cross, not just for them, but for us.
Absolutely.
Go
I
ahead,
agree.
Sharice.
Absolutely, I agree. I think I'm in prayer constantly. Just because I would say all of my children try me. And it's like, oh my goodness. But I am just grateful because I try to instill in them to, have that relationship, with God, and to, try to teach them to have the patience that's necessary, because right now, we're just living in a world where it's just so much going on that if you don't know him, you need to get to know him. So I stress that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Now that is on target right there. And I love that you said patience because one of the foundations in our Rethink Madness program is about the fruits of the spirit, being patience being one of them. And so and love being the primary and first one, because we need the love of God and we have to be able to extend it to our daughters, our tweens, because they are in such a season of life where they're searching. They're
Mhm.
trying to figure out, I'm not a baby anymore, or I don't
Right.
want to be, but I'm not a big girl yet. And so where do I fit? Where do I belong? And there is a sense of searching for belonging when it comes to our tweens. And so I think it's so vital that we as moms tell our story, that we
Absolutely.
tell our story so we can say, you know what, I get it. I understand it. Maybe I didn't feel like I belonged at a certain time in my life. I know I didn't. I
Mhm.
had to come to that place. And how did we get there? That's part of that motivating accountability, because now we are moving to a place of eternal success and satisfaction, but we had to come here, we had to walk through some things to get there. And for eternal confidence is got to be our foundation, because we have to be confident in the fact that the one who created us, the word of God tells us that be confident in the fact that he who began a good work in you is going to complete it. He's going to perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. And the great thing about that is that means until he comes, he's still performing that work. That means he's still working on us and we're still allowing him to work on us. So that's so good, Sharice. Miss Jennifer, what about you?
Well, one thing I know for sure, there is no manual for this. And so we are learning as we go along. But I think that one of the things that I can appreciate in this season of my life, that even as I'm leveling up as an individual, I get to go back and see maybe what was done, what I didn't feel like I was given as as a teenager
Mhm.
growing up. Maybe I didn't have the necessary conversations that I need, but I can build on a better foundation with my daughters. I can tell them the truth. I can be transparent about some of the things I did to try to help them to navigate through some of those places and help them not to fall into the same pitfalls that I did. And so I think that as I just embrace, some of the things that I've had to go through, that I can be transparent with them and break some of these curses and just lay a better foundation for them.
Wow. I love that you said, being honest, because we have to tell the truth to our daughters about some of the things, and we can't, we don't have to tell it all. Because at different stages of life they will experience and they'll learn from you, but our daughters do need to hear from us, hey, I understand, I relate to this, and I relate to it because this is what happened with me. And so you might see me showing up in this wonderful way today, but it hasn't always been that way. And here's how I want you to do it differently. And that's the rethinking that we are talking about when we say rethink madness. So here we are going to give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions. And so who let's see. Let's start with Miss Tiffany. You go ahead and ask your question first.
All right, my question is it disrespect or she just doesn't know how she's showing up?
Is it disrespect or she doesn't realize how she's showing up? Well, the question is, how is she showing up? And is it like looking in a mirror? Because sometimes what we're seeing, Mom, is how we show up. Because as much as we want to say, and we remember, maybe you remember this from your childhood, just do what I say. Just do what I say. Just do what I say. When all the time, I'm really watching what you're doing. I'm really watching what you're doing. And so when we rethink madness, we have to consider, okay, maybe I'm showing her something. You know, maybe I have an attitude. I know I've had an attitude. And I had to readjust that and say, you know what? I've even had to be able to say to my daughter, you know what? Let's not talk about this right now. Let's table this. And so we've talked about music therapy is also another pillar of Rethink Madness. The reason being, we created something called an affirmative anthem, and it can show up in multiple ways. And one of those ways is that you and your daughter choose a song that is a song that's going to bring you to a place of agreement. It's the song that's going to level the playing field. It's going to be something you agree on together at a time where emotions are not high, at a time where we're not arguing. You know, that's when we choose the song. So that when we do come to that place where, you know, you want to just go at her and she's angry and she wants to turn and march away, then okay, come on, let's listen to our song. Our affirmative anthem is something that's going to build both of us up. It's going to remind us of who we are. It's going to remind us of who we are. And it's going to remind us of our commitment to one another, our commitment that, hey, we're not foes. And that's one of the narratives that we come to dispel when it comes to mothers and daughters getting along and women getting along, that we can get along. We can come to a place of agreement. And so we start with that affirmative anthem. So choosing that song, and we play that song, you know, we might have to sit on opposite sides of the room when it first started playing. But eventually then that's going to create a place of agreement, a place of peace, where we have the time, those 3 or 4 minutes while the song is playing, then we are like, okay, now I'm thinking through how I can address my daughter, and I'm equipping my daughter to say, hey, this is not how we're going to deal with one another. We are going to create a space of love, of peace, of gentleness, right? Of kindness. And we're going to use our affirmative anthem to do that. So what do you think about that, Tiffany?
Sounds good, but I do have to say ouch. But it's good. It's good.
Listen, I am not telling you something I haven't had to put into practice, okay? I have to put these things into practice to even today, okay? It's not a far off. Mine just turned 12. It's not a far off. And so I realized that we have to do something different. This generation is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's different than we were. You know, just like we were different than our parents. And so we have to approach our girls with a different way of helping them to know who they are. This world is trying to tell our children who they are. It's trying to tell our tweens that they need to be acting like and dressing like and talking like they're 15, 16, 18, 20 years old. No, not here. You're going to be the age that you are. You're going to walk in wholeness, and I'm going to be the example. And that's the part, is that we have to be willing. That's why we talk about humility and grace. Humility and grace. I have to humble myself and be like, you know what? I didn't do that right, but let me try it one more time. I'm going to go back to my anthem. So just like we have an anthem together as mom and daughter, Mom, what's your anthem for you? What's your anthem for you that's gonna get your mind right? Everybody knows how, you might, if you're in the car by yourself, you might stop and get that one little treat that you love, and you eat it before you get in the house, right?
But
You don't bring it in the house because you're not trying to share. Okay. And that, just like that, you have your anthem that's gonna pump you up. You play it before you head into the house or before you go to the school and pick up everybody. You play that anthem to get your mind ready to deal with your tween daughters with humility and grace. Miss Jennifer, what's your question?
So my question is, how do you help your teen daughters to navigate through different transitions that they go through?
Navigating transitions. When you say, can you just tell me a little bit more what you mean by transition?
Well, I have one that's in middle school. I have one that is in high school. And so, I think like being home during the pandemic and, having a year of homeschooling, transitioning back into school with other students. And my high schooler is almost like she went into a shell.
Mhm.
And so I feel like a part of her personality has kind of closed off. And so this
Mhm.
is a transition back into being with other people outside of her siblings, for the past 3 years. So that's one transition. But as they go through, different phases, high school, middle school, coming out of little girl things, playing with Barbies into other things, like just transitioning in a healthy way.
Yes, yes. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Um, One thing I want to say is, it's not about perfection. It is about leading them in the right direction, which is to the greater one. And he is confidence. And so eternal confidence is something that I talk about often, because eternal confidence is not about how you feel. It's not about how we feel. It is our birthright. It doesn't change. Um, and so I think that as with our tweens, they are finding that new space of confidence, because they're finding that space of who they are, more about who they are, and being okay with it, because it's different from everyone else, because God did that on purpose. He purposely made them different from everyone else. And the world will tell us that that's not okay. And so eternal confidence reminds us that the one who created me knows everything about me, and knows that the way that I am showing up is more than enough. And we have to be an example of that. So it goes back to that motivating accountability with determination. That determination is the fact that even though it looks one way, even though it looks like it's maybe not getting through at first, that we're willing to say, I'm going to keep going this way. I'm going to keep pointing them towards the one who I know has all the answers. I'm going to continue to point them towards and remind them of the confidence that lies within them, because confidence is God. God is confidence. Like he's not questioning who he is. He's not trying to he doesn't compare himself to any other guy. He already knows he's the greatest that there ever was, right? And because we are in him, then we too can be confident and live in that place and be like, it's okay that I'm different from them. And it's okay that I don't show up the same way everyone else does. But I have to be reminded, that, who you are is enough. It's enough. And when I'm reminded of that, then that confidence begins to come forward. It begins to come forward. And, you talk about the time we're away from people during the pandemic. I can understand that and very much relate to it. It made us, live in our bubble, and we're like, oh, I got my bubble. I'm happy in this bubble. This bubble is good. Nobody's going to say anything negative to me right here in this bubble. Everybody, even though I might fuss with my brothers and sisters, I know bottom line, they love me. And it's good to have that place to come back to. And we have to, as moms, be the example of, I got to go out into this world and deal with this world. And because it's necessary, I'm determined, and I'm not going to be distracted by what the world tries to tell me, because I know who I am, and I trust in that fact. And so we, again, have to be those examples to say, you know what, I know the world is a little bit different now, but it doesn't change who you are. And we got to tell our daughters on a regular basis who they are. We have to tell them who they are, because I'm telling you, the world gonna tell them. And they have to have something to pull from in order to combat what the world is trying to say, because the world is talking and it's loud. But you, as a mom, you need to, we have to be that voice that they're like, oh, but my mom said, and I've seen my mom look in the mirror and tell herself, oh, you beautiful, you cute, you look good, you're confident, you're strong, you love God, God is with you. Those kind of things, they need to see us doing that, so that then they know, oh, I can do that too. Because regardless of what we say, it's what we do that's really going to make the impact. Well, Coach Doreen, did you want to jump in here? I know you're jumping at the bit.
I am blown away. I'm about to cry, but
oh, do not cry, child.
It's just to see how the ultimate businessman has unlocked all what you're saying. You are truly coaching, Coach Tanysha. This platform is so powerful. I am just speechless, if that is even possible, because that doesn't normally happen.
Wow.
I am just so proud of you. I mean,
that is
this,
so good.
Ladies, I'm telling you, connect and stay connected with Coach Tanysha Carroll in this way. I know that you may have known her previously, but God says, I'm doing a new thing. Shall you know it? It's time for the old to go and welcome to the new thing. Say hello to the new thing. Hello. Say hello to the new thing. I just highly recommend that you stay connected with her, because this is just the beginning. This coaching session that you ladies had with her today here with the world, this was phenomenal. So just think about how you all can continue to work together and join arms together to really advance the kingdom of God and take back our girls.
Yeah.
We got to get serious about this thing. It's not just haphazard anymore. That's exactly what Coach Tanysha is inviting us to do. Those moms of tween daughters, she's asking us, let's lock arms and let's advance together. Let's go and get our daughters. Let them know that yes, you are a young lady, in spite
Mhm.
of what the world is portraying you, that you have alternatives. You don't have to have an alternative, because God made you a beautiful young lady inside and out, and you can embrace your femininity. It's nothing wrong with being feminine. It's We're living in a world now that if you're feminine, something is wrong with you. They're calling right wrong and wrong right. And
So
so
true.
we have to make a decision as mothers of tween daughters, you ladies here on this platform. This is what Coach Carroll is actually inviting us to do: locking arms and advancing forward. The ultimate businessman says the violent take by force. And in case you didn't know, it's time to get violent.
I love it.
In case you didn't know, oh, yes, ma'am, it's
Yeah.
time to get violent. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am, because
Our
I'm here.
children are worth that.
Our children, the kingdom of God is worth that, because they are our
Absolutely.
children. We
Yes.
are the kingdom of God. Blood was
Mm.
shed on their behalf and our behalf. And if we
Yeah.
don't take this seriously, who will?
Absolutely.
And then at the end of the day, mothers, I'm going to say this and we're going to wrap it up. They do have a choice.
Hmm.
As I said, my children are all grown. But we have an obligation to present them with the best choices possible. And what I suggest too, because my children are all grown, and I needed to work on this. If I had known some of the things that I have known now, I would have encouraged them more with, okay, is that a good choice? And let them think it through. But I was just so trying to tell them what was right and being an example. I think I may have overpowered their right of choice.
Mm.
On Confident Woman Incubator podcast, we have to tell the truth. That's the only way we're going to be set free. And I'm telling you the truth about Dr. Doreen Lettsome Reid. And I have 4 children, and they're all 30. Over, I think, yeah, they're 30s, in their 30s. So establishing that now with your tween daughter, that she has the power and right of choice, is going
Mm.
to be pivotal. Now,
Good.
she don't have the choice to disrespect you in your house, but what is the consequence of that choice if you choose to do it? What's the let What I'm trying to say is we have to help them learn the choice and the consequence and develop those critical thinking skills. And then
Mm.
Coach Tanysha has that with this ReThink Madness Christian coaching business. She's already done the work to help you overcome all of this madness that's in the world and that could possibly be infiltrating itself into our homes. And so I just really encourage you to continue, as I said, to lock arms with her and move forward. So this has been Confident Woman Incubator podcast, ladies. We appreciate all of you being here. Anything that you ladies want to say before we wrap everything up? I am just blown away, literally. We just go around the table real quick. Miss Thomas, anything would you like to say before we wrap everything up this evening, ma'am?
No, not really, other than that this was very powerful, and I actually learned a lot from just the other ladies, and kind of thinking about what I can continue to do in my own home and to help my girlfriends as well.
You hit a good key point. Sometimes we don't realize that other people are going through what we're going through. And so having this group panel discussion, and especially connecting with Coach Tanysha in a group setting, you gain so much strength and support in that type of community, because you can realize, oh, I'm not crazy, and what's happening to me is not abnormal. It's actually normal. And then she can help you rethink the madness that is going on. So just wanted to throw that in. Jennifer Gray, what was your thoughts for tonight?
I just think that what Coach Tanisha is doing is needed in this time. Like I said, like there are no manuals. Every child is different. But I just think that there's a wisdom and a grace that God has given you to be able to help other people navigate through these teen years and to do it with a godly perspective, knowing, that we're raising up the next generation. So I just think that what you're doing is so unique and it's so needed for this time. So thank you for allowing us to come in and share and to just receive some wisdom on tonight. So thank you.
Absolutely. What did you think, Miss Gray, about the music therapy aspect of her coaching? What was your thoughts about that, Miss Gray?
I love that. And I have my oldest daughter who is 15. Like, she loves music. She loves singing. And so one of the things that I think will be a bonding point for us is to sit down and just try to find like a song that we both like, So I just feel like that'll be a good connecting point for she and I, as well as my other one too.
Oh, wow, that is so beautiful. Are
Yeah.
you hearing this, Coach Tanysha?
That's so
Oh my
good.
God, should we get the tissue out at this point? All right. Miss
You know
Tiffany,
what?
what's your thoughts?
Well, I have my notes. I was taking notes on the bill as she was talking.
Yes,
And
ma'am. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. If it's on the bill,
right
if it's on some money, you just do whatever you got to do, sister.
That's
I
right.
hear you. I hear you.
But also with the song, my daughter and I, we're like Maverick City fans, and we're always singing. So now it's time to find us a song to connect to that we both know. I love that this is the level playing field right here. We need to
Yes.
communicate when we hear this, not go in our
Yeah.
opposite directions that we've been doing lately.
So, we can jam right now off of hello, bye-bye tomorrow, and
Yes.
hello. Come on, that's Maverick City all day
I
long.
love it.
We can
Yes.
jam off that all day long because
You're
I'm
right.
saying bye-bye to the
Yeah.
old. Come on
And
now.
hello.
I'm saying
Yeah.
bye-bye to the strife,
Yeah.
to the confusion, to the disrespect, to me raising my voice as a mother. Oh, yeah, we do that too because I did it. And then we're
Yeah.
saying hello to the new. Welcome in the new. Welcome in the spirit of the living God, which is the fruits of the spirit. So you done got your answer. I'm telling you, ladies, hook up with this woman, Coach Tanysha Carroll. She didn't come to play.
I didn't come to play.
Thank y'all so much for being here. Now, we are so excited to also have you ladies on our platform, Confident Woman Incubator Clubhouse tonight, which we are over there every night right after the podcast to continue the dialogue, to continue to share, connect, grow, and build in all things business. And we'll be in Confident Woman Incubator Clubhouse, and our room is called All Things Business Think Tank Series. So we go in there and it allows us to do some critical thinking to unlock what's inside you. And of course, we'll be featuring Coach Tanysha Carroll tonight, and her amazing guests will be joining her. We're just going to continue the discussion. So follow us on Clubhouse at Confident Woman Incubator Clubhouse, and you can follow me at Doreen.L.Reid. This is Dr. Doreen Let's Read, and you ladies know what to do. Go ahead and drop it in the comment. # the Confident Woman. We'll see you next week.